Hello everyone, and today we're gonna do a scenario where Africa basically becomes one country. And guess what? Back then, the entire countries of Africa, well, some countries basically want to unite the country, not I mean the continent, but unlike that, but yet this would be a big. So instead of just making one country annex the rest and name it Africa, I'm just gonna grab some more. I'm just gonna make sure that some countries basically join. And yet, because I don't want any country to expand if we like. And yet, this would be a big scenario. How would this change the world and when would it change it? Today, that's what the questions are here. And I'm kind of more likely here to answer. I don't know. I just saw one YouTuber did it, and yet that inspired me, so I want to do it too. So this would be a big scenario. And how would this affect the entire world? At first, people thought it was just a joke, and yet the world continues like it always does. Whoa, whoa. Sorry, Belarus. Didn't mean for that to happen. So, anyway, wow, 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 wow. Making Ukraine only 5 and Russia 5. So the war of Ukraine would still go on, but in a slow and paced way. And at this angle, more likely more likely Africa has the biggest country, hang on, alliance. And yet this is the type of alliance that basically the world. And yet this is more likely the type of country that would risk nothing else. But yet, while this time is based, only Africa just wants revenge on some countries, and yet just a matter of time. But also Morocco basically wants to. But yet, attack on one NATO member is attack on all. So, despite that, every NATO member is going to war. It doesn't matter if they're. And yet, this huge thing is about to collapse soon. And yet, the near thing is about to happen. And now, the entire European influence basically. So they'll have no choice but to peace down with others. And yet they finally know that if they ever attack, they know that if they ever attack again, they will be in big trouble. And yet this entire union is about to get blown away until they decided to make peace with the rest of the country. And yet that angers Spain and Portugal. Because they're in members of NATO, but yet, how many times I tell you, Ukraine? Oh, my bad. That's the bad Ukraine. And what have I told you, Russia? Now, this would be a big scenario, but yet this would be a big impactor. And yet, now they would basically do a big thing. Uh, but yet, they realize that Israel has U.S. help. Hmm. And yet this would be a big scenario because they would search for other countries that cannot defend themselves. And yet they found Brazil, which is yet having most likely almost any allies, so they skipped that opportunity. And yet they will find this country, which is yet they are ready to defeat now. And yet this would be a big scenario. Because they will expand further, and yet after this would be a big pickle. And yet Africa would have the big opportunity, and yet the spies. And now this country joined the African Union. Now, more likely, this doesn't affect much since nearly. And yet this would be a big, massive change. And yet countries would soon realize. Yet after one by one, they'll realize that they're going to be the next targets. And yet, Russia and Ukraine would instantly stop fighting and we might work together. And yet, USA says this is about to be World War III. Other countries say, USA, calm down. It's not going to be World War III. And besides, if it did, then then Africa would be already dying. And yet, after Africa hears all the arguing around the world, Africa will start attacking others, like oil countries, to supply their oil and gold, and also might actually collapse the entire NATO. And I don't know why Ukraine grabbed Moscow. I don't know why could Ukraine think of something else instead of stealing Moscow from little Russia? Okay. I'm making a video. What? Anyways, hmm. Now after everything is going towards things, Europe and other countries are ready to fight back, and yet they see little country, and yet one of them basically decides to try to conquer, and yet this would be the ugly fight. Okay, this country knows how to defend itself, so we're gonna make that peace. And yet this country is so terrified that please just let me join NATO. And yet Russia is getting madder and madder. And yet Russia's getting mad. And Africa basically wants to conquer French Guyana. And yet this country basically knows what's the. Now France is mad and demands NATO to basically attack. And yet NATO has no choice but to attack the African colonies. The first ever invasion ever being recorded is the invasion of Morocco. And yet this version of the war basically would continue. Wikipedia and basically instantly basic attacks. Spain takes the upper hand, but yet also little Morocco basically is trying to stop. And yet Italy also joins in, basically stopping before everything gets messy. And yet NATO doesn't even play around. They basically just spread their soldiers everywhere. And yet this war is ugly. Yep, this war is 100% fully ugly. Now, the spy is looking ugly, it is more likely one of the terrifying wars. And also, this is a big scenario for Africa because Africa is now going to fight Europeans. So they would send all their mighty soldiers just to fight the Europeans. And yet, this would be a final. When this country appeared, it nearly tried to win. And yet, this scenario basically tries its best. And yet, Africa is basically pushing away Europe right now. And yet, Egypt sees this opportunity and yet, the African Union is only focused on one suspicious fo- spot. And basically, United States is basically at the obviously, and also basic. And unlike any other country that was spawned out of nowhere, USA would immediately spawn in the bay, in nearly the Bay of Spain. And basically, this is more likely a big battle because USA is stepping in and basically trying to stop Africa before everything would get ugly. Didn't mean to do that. And yet this war is more likely ugly, and yet Africa is basically more likely trying its best to survive, and yet besides by looking like a big mess that is happening at once, USA made sure it helps out the allies and basically and yet this would shape the entire world forever. Because now Poland is basically confused, wondering why is Africa trying to expand towards Europe and trying to reshape Europe. Few reasons. One is because Europe messed up their borders, which is why they nearly have straight lines, but they don't want straight lines. They want crooked lines, which is they do have, but yet they don't want straight lines. And it's because of Europeans that basically And besides, this is more likely a war that. So, without further ado, China wants to join in the war, I think. Would China join the war? I don't know. I don't know. And yet, China would instantly fight on its own will. And yet, would try to expand, but yet, Africa intends strength. And yet, they're fighting in two front war, which is yet that's bad for them. And also, so they will grab the rest of their strength and then shove it up to China and see would this affect China or not. And yet Chinese military base is basically now surrounded by others. And yet now China is kicked out of that island. And yet after we seen a lot of countries fighting, oh boy, this might be a bad scenario. Because Italy, on the other hand, basically has nearly all of its land, and and yet little and yet this country will expand this way, kind of like this, and basically separate Italy from the entire world. So this will make Italy basically forcefully try to win, and yet Italy would try to resist, but also this country. And yet finally they conquered it after a few days of trying, and basically they're trying to reshape Europe's borders. And yet this big war is about to soon come into a massive occurring. Because this has more likely nothing to do, so they will all make a peace treaty. And yet, this peace treaty is like a normal peace treaty of the actual world, but instead of unify Africa still being there, Africa would turn back into whatever it was like back then. See? Nothing basically. So, this might be a big scenario, which is where I think that if Africa unify with the if the African countries unify all together, I think that what might happen. What do you think might happen? Drop in your comments down below. Bye.